uh, there is no translation here, and Hayis is the man. He saw the man, right? So, who ra'ayat Hayis? He saw the man. But if in case if there is a haya verb here, you will not see the yet object mark. Okay, you will not see the yet object mark. Let us see how it works. So let us apply who haya hayish. Okay. So how do we translate this one? He. So for haya verb, you need to translate he was the man. He was the man. So this haya is usually translated as is, was, were. Okay, so that is what called in English be verbs. Okay, be verbs. So this is how it is translated, haya. So you can actually follow that rule. So that is one thing. So whenever there is a haya verb, you may not say the object marker. Okay, the yet object marker. Right. So that's one thing. And yet asher. Okay, yet asher. So whenever the direct object marker yet follows the word asher, so the translation is like that which. Okay, translation is like that which or what. For example, zakati. Okay. Zakati yet asher asiti. Zakati et asher asiti. So zakati is what? The T ending. Look at this T ending. So we know what is zakar. Okay, zakar is to remember something. So zakati, I remembered. Yet asher. So when we say yet asher, we can translate it as what. Okay, yet asher. When it comes together, we have to translate it as what. Okay, yet asher, what? Asiti. This is the root word of ayin, seen, and hey. Ayin, ayin, seen, and hey. Ayin, seen, and hey. So it is do or make. So asiti means, so again, this is the first person singular. What I did. Okay, this is the translation. Zakati etasher asiti. I remembered what I did. So this is the translation. So the purpose is we can translate here as what I did, or in other cases we can also translate that which. Okay, I remembered that which I did. So in either way it is fine. Okay, in either way it is fine. So whenever you see yet asher together, so you need to apply this translation. Please note it down. So this will be helpful in your next translation, right? And the next thing is ad asher. Okay. Ad asher. So actually in Hebrew, ad asher is an idiom. Idiom. And the meaning is until. Okay. Until. Ad asher. So when you see, you need to translate in this way. For example, let us take one sentence. Halakti yet, I mean it should be at asher, right? Halakti ad asher rayiti yet hayish. Halakti ad asher rayiti yet hayish. So now halakti, again this is the first person, the T ending. So I walked. Okay. I walked. Now ad asher, how do we translate? I walked until. Okay. So when you see this together, you need to translate as until. Okay. I walked until rayiti. Again, I saw yet hayish. So this is object marker, and so hayish is the man. Okay. I walked until I saw the man. I walked until I saw the man. So those are some of the uses of yet and yet asher and ad asher. Okay. So let us continue. And let's see some more examples and the different uses of haya verb. Okay, some different uses of haya verb. Haya is bayir. Haya is bayir. So how do we translate here? Haya, this is verb, and this is the subject. So here we can translate a man. Firstly, now the man. I mean, a man. Haya, how do we translate? A man was in the city. A man was in the city. Okay, this is the usual translation that we do. But okay, there is also a different use for haya. You can also translate it as there was there was a man in the city. Both are fine. Okay, you can translate it in this way or the other way. Both are actually fine. So this is the another use of haya verb. Okay, so this is for singular. Okay, when it comes in the for singular noun, we use was. But if it is the plural noun, uh, let's see. If it is a plural noun, usually we translate it as hayu, 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 anashim. Hayu, anashim, bagir. Hayu, anashim, bagir. So here, hayu, this is again the haya verb pattern. That means the haya verb pattern. So you don't have to be much confused. Okay, when you look at the noun, most of the time you will be able to understand the verb, or sometimes it goes in the opposite way. You need to find the verb and you have to find out which is the noun. And here in this case, anashim. Okay, anashim. We know that it is a plural, right? The im ending. So anashim is the plural for people. People. Okay, the group of people. So here, how do we translate? If we in the normal translation we say anashim is people, hayu were, the people were in the city. The people were in the city. But the people were in the city. But in the another way of translation, how do we do? There were. Okay. There were people in the city. So both the translations are right. So you need to be selective according to the context. So whenever there is a need of context, you can translate it in either way. Okay, and there is also the use of bein. Okay, bein. Let me go quickly as we have very less time. The use of bein. Bein is not son. This is actually between or among. Bein is between or among. So how do we translate? Okay, sometimes for especially in these cases, I am going to give an example. Hammelek, Hammelek, Hammelek halak, Hammelek halak, Hammelek halak bein Nasim, Hammelek halak Nasim, Wu bein ha banim, ha banim. Sorry, I have to squeeze it. So Hamelek halak bayin, ha nasim, u bayin, ha banim. So here, in this case, we have two times bayin is used. Two times bayin is used. So how do we translate? The king walked. Okay, the king walked here. Bayin is there. So between ha nasim, between the nasim is women. Okay, between women, and here again we have between the banim is children, between the children. So we can translate like the king went, the king went between harnessing. So the women and children. The king went in between the woman and the children. So here, even though we have two times, we can only supply only one, because for the translation sake, you don't need to put it two times. But the Hebrew structure may be in that way, but when it comes to English, we don't need to do twice. So that one you need to understand. So yeah, that's all for this class, and I'm going to wind up this class now.